And hello and welcome everybody to the third place playoffs here. I have with me a guest caster. Hello.
Oh, hello, you wonderful people.
None other than Zainitap himself. And who are we watching in this match here?
Well, I am down south and I got my eyes on IncaUna playing as the USF Forces.
Oh yeah, he has been playing a lot of USF this tourney, right?
Oh yes, we've gotten to see some Austria versus USF in this tournament, which is a rarity.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. And of course, facing versus IncaUna here, we have none other than Quiritz, who played a super long series versus Isildur just before being knocked out and knocked down into this third place playoffs here. But he did really well and he put up a very strong fight versus Isildur, who is obviously going to be a favorite in the majority of the series he walks into.
Say what you will about not Courage, but Quiritz. That guy got stamina.
Oh yeah. That first game was what, 1 hour, 20 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty insane how long it took.
Oh yeah. And we do already see some very interesting wire coming out from Quiritz here. I have never seen that wire before on that VP down in the south there. Very interesting. I've actually not seen that before.
I have seen it a couple of times. It's rare, but I've still seen it.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah. And it makes sense being up against the USF, as they typically don't have any light vehicles available to them here in the early game that can just run them over.
Yeah, there's like no Q-ball, no M3, I'm guessing you're referring to.
Yeah, or Universal Carrier.
Oh yeah, true.
And if I take a look at IncaUna's commanders here, well, there's the M3 half-track, but no Jeep otherwise this time around here. He's, of course, bringing with him Airborne, Rifle Company, and Recon Support.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Quiritz here bringing Storm Doctrine, Fortified Armor Doctrine, as well as German Mechanized here, which we have seen him pick quite a lot there because of those pesky spotting scopes, right?
Oh, yeah. Incredibly powerful ability, getting that vision on your opponent.
As we have engagements going on across the map, all of a sudden the silence turns into gunfire here. IncaUna forcing away his opponent in the north while also defending the center VP. Very nice.
Yeah, look, if we look at the center VP, it's the classic Mill Road standoff where the players send mean looks at each other.
Oh yeah, and it's like these things happen on certain other maps as well. I know Crossroads sometimes happen on, as well as Bocage, but usually you're still in range of each other. Well, no one's capturing, but here you're not even in range of each other, so it's just a staring contest.
Indeed it is. Meanwhile, down south, Quiritz managed to push back one rifleman squad. Got the MG on them, and where's the MG now? It's going to the middle.
Oh yeah, it's he's aware there's a rifleman there. He might be pushing up these grenadiers soon. They are lying there behind the well, waiting.
Yeah, they are just outside of a vision range here for the HMG.
This lieutenant, though, is coming in on the flank. Machine gun did not have enough vision there to spot it, and he now needs to move away. And here comes the rifleman as well, through the center.
Here's America!
Oh yeah, the MG is, you know, out of position for 1 second, and IncaUna is trying to capitalize on that.
Oh yeah, he's just flooding in there as if the dam just broke.
And the grenadier here from the south is getting very low, and it has a long retreat path here. Rifleman, MG trying to defend it.
Shoot, you HMG, shoot! Oh.
The suppression saves it there, but that was on the hair, like we've said before.
Yep, we are very hairy here in Scandinavia.
Meanwhile, Inca here pushing out a machine gun of his own, a 50 cal, which is about to get flanked as well here from the Pioneer.
Yeah, and just now, Mechanized Platoon Command Post is just about to be unlocked, so probably gonna be a Stuart for Inca, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean he has the fuel, but he's lacking that manpower, especially with these reinforcements coming in now.
Oh yeah, 28 manpower a pop.
Yeah, he could have cancelled a couple of those reinforcements just to get slightly faster Stuart, but then we're just being nitpicky, I think.
Yeah, that's yeah, I agree. Meanwhile, we have escalated up to battle phase 1, and a mid bunker has been built in Quiritz base here.
No 4th Grenadier though, which is very common at this level. He might be going for a somewhat slower build where you go a 4th Gren later on. He might also be skipping Gren completely. We have seen Quiritz before in this tournament, of course, and he's been going very defensive, static playstyle, which means he usually brings out 2 or even 3 machine guns we've seen so far. So those are of course options as well.
Yeah, at the moment he is getting his like a mechanized company down, and he needs that so fast because the Stuart is about to hit the field.
Yeah, and 2-2 immediately queued up there, but Stuart's already been in the oven for quite some time, so...
Oh, you could say it's quite the bake, but I'll think it'll be ready for action. And of course, the 2-2 will probably get some backup from a pack gun once it has been built.
Ah, yeah, true call. He almost has the manpower for it.
Yeah, good push here by IncaUna on the Quiritz cutoff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what it is, he spotted the machine gun in the garrison down south and exploited the fact that there's no machine gun holding the center.
And IncaUna, he was like, that's free real estate.
Yeah.
Good grenade.
It's not completely free though, he is paying the price there, Rifle Nade almost wiping that lieutenant.
In blood!
But yeah, pack is coming out right now. Meanwhile, machine gun gets forced away.
Yeah, and the 2-2 backing off. Cannot really contest the Stuart.
Indeed. The Stuart here putting down a lot of damage. Just
That's
constantly firing.
Kills.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 2-2 is just biding its time, waiting for the pack gun to get onto the field.
Yes, sneaking up there.
Yeah,
These Grenadiers!
Oh. Close call again.
Yeah. Not sure
Meanwhile, the 2-2 is chewing into the rifleman down south. 2 models remaining. 1 model.
I wonder if... Oh! That was very close, actually.
Yeah, that was close.
I don't think Inca can capitalize on that snare, though, you know. Being behind 3 snares here himself, and also has the pack gun to protect the 2-2, so... Stuart can't really do that much with that.
Yeah, but nevertheless, a good effort for Inca, who, by the way, just has picked recon support, which we also saw earlier today.
Of course, comes with the M8 Greyhounds, which are utterly amazing, especially if you go Stuart M20, you just have so many light vehicles, and the austere kind of meta is mostly just 180 gun, and if you can get behind that thing, you can really put some heavy bleed on your opponent.
I think what IncaUna wants to do is give Quiritz no rest, just roll into the Greyhound, keep up the pressure, and crack that hard turtle shell that he likes to build.
Oh yeah, before he gets his super late game composition.
Oh yeah, like that Pokemon that can only do Harden. That's what Quiritz is doing right now. Harden! Harden! Harden!
Meanwhile, Quiritz here has gotten a second 2-2, which actually means these 2-2s can tango with the Stuart.
Oh yeah, they certainly can. Also, if there were to be a Greyhound in a split command point.
And we're also having Mortar coming out there. Or Quiritz. And in the north we have Rifleman trying here, attempting a flank, but Machine Gun already covering that flank.
Yeah. And Rifleman disengages. They're fine. Meanwhile, down south, the 2-2s are pushing the envelope down south where the Rifleman and Stuart are.
Ooh, but Pack misses the Stuart. Could have been otherwise a opportunity there for Quiritz to actually march in with the 2-2, try to finish him off.
And now the Greyhound is on the field, and thus the question, who let the dog out, has been answered.
It was IncaUna, and there's a 2-2! Dog wipes it out. And here comes the Greyhound for the flank on the pack.
2-2 scoring some rear armor hits here. Where's
Yeah,
the other
Stewart
one?
getting very low. Pack setting up now, right in front of the Stewart rifleman. Walking. Still both goes down, but so does also the pack gun, the Greyhound there, flanking and using the canister shot. We see a steal attempt.
Oh, he's not getting away with that.
Definitely not. The Grenadiers immediately interrupt the steal there.
Yeah, Panzerfaust getting deployed, and pack gun getting recruited, but I think the Greyhound is getting away.
Yeah, it looks safe. It's got the rifles here as well, so that pack isn't completely safe either, but never mind, there's a machine gun supporting, so IncaUna will be forced to retreat here to heal his wounds.
And we get to see a third 2-2-2!
Oof. Quiritz really wants that unit in his composition, doesn't he? It's for that spotting, you know? It helps his late game so much, keeping that thing alive.
Definitely, it's a good spotting unit, but it's also a mobile light AT when it comes to dealing with the Greyhound here.
Oh yeah, I mean, Greyhound is a phenomenal vehicle versus infantry, right? Versus soft targets, but it actually has a very hard time even dueling 2-2s. Even though it costs the twice when it comes to fuel here. 60 fuel for one of these dogs.
I remember the time when it was cheaper, then you would just see a train of Greyhounds just moving in one after another. It was quite overwhelming.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Meanwhile, we do have the first barrage here from the mortar.
Yeah, he's getting some damage done to that natural green cover. Not too bad.
Yeah. We have chat here asking about the main gun, if it's the same as Stewart, and no, it definitely isn't. It might be in real life, but not in game. This one barely does anything versus any light vehicle. Meanwhile, the Stewart main gun is way better versus vehicles.
To the question, who is co-casting, it is in fact me, Relicat. No, I can't imitate his voice. His voice it's much deeper than mine. It's me, Zanisap.
Yeah, it's in the title, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But here we go, Greyhound almost goes down there. We see attack run attempt from the pack gun, but it's now forced away by the rifleman. As the lieutenant miss the 2-2 there.
Oh yeah, he just found some team weapons there with little support and scored the jackpot.
I must say, Inca here just playing out of his mind. He's all over the map. Look at this. He's now grabbing the fuel. He's grabbing all the outskirts points as well, while just pushing his opponent away.
Have you seen this? We got a new 2-2-2 on the field.
Whoa, what?
Again?
That's the fourth one, making this the 888 build.
Yeah, we have had two 2-2-2 packs. Oh. I wonder if they are wrapping. They might be.
Yeah, meanwhile, Inca here getting major out actually. So it's actually quite a bit far ahead, I'd say, from Quiritz. Because there's no battle phase 2 yet.
Uh-huh. Once Sherman hits the field, Quiritz better be ready.
Yeah.
Greyhound going in on the 2-2-2, and let's see if the Greyhound can do some damage to the 2-2-2.
Yeah, you're about to see it. If this stays, it's going to be more even than you might think.
Yeah, there we go, scoring some rear armor hits from the front.
Classic Po2.
Got some grins, three of them hugging some haystacks. Well, the fourth one, Hans, he was a bit special, didn't really finish military academy school, but German army needed manpower, and thus Hans is on the field, standing outside of cover.
Didn't you know this? This is common German doctrine. Only 3 men are allowed to sit next to a hay bale.
Oh yeah, I know why. One of them draws fire while the 3 others return fire.
Yeah, that's the thing. There it's covering fire for the one man.
Sorry, Hans, you picked the shortest straw. Out you go.
Yeah, meanwhile, a rifleman, huge flank coming around, machine gun not reacting so far. This could be very troublesome for our dear Quiritz here, as his entire battle line is falling apart, but he finally got his second machine gun out here, which is going to cover the retreating Germans.
Yeah, definitely. It's like Quiritz is just hugging the surrounding territories to his base to the best of his abilities, while IncaUna is everywhere.
Yeah, we do see 2-2 here, struggling to even force away the 50 cal because of those armor-piercing rounds.
Yeah, and he only's got one pioneer to repair it, and then they are in need of maintenance.
Well, the Souk Lieutenant here does connect, but there we go, 50 cal going ham on the 2-2, getting very low here, has to smoke it out of there. Using, of course, the Panzer Tactician of Fortified Armor Doctrine that was finally picked here.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Could we see a Command Panzer IV? I think we will.
It's possible. That would mean he would need to get a second pack gun out, though, versus that Sherman, which is most likely cooking quite soon.
Yeah, he's got the manpower for it. He just needs a little bit more fuel, and then he's good to go.
Yeah. Must say, yes, very, very well played here from Inca, really dominating the entire map, it feels like. We haven't passed this point, or Quiritz hasn't passed this point for quite some time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Inca is just playing to the USF's strength, trying to snowball.
Oh, yeah. And as if it was given on a signal, we have a second pack there queued up for Quiritz, knowing he's going to struggle here. No battle phase 2 yet, so he's quite far away from fielding a vehicle of his own.
He's just putting in some reconnaissance overflight here to get an idea of how far IncaUna is when it comes to getting tanks, but he won't spot any tank just yet.
Not yet, but I don't see... Maybe Greyhound can shoot down the plane before the Sherman start or enters the battlefield?
Well, I'm tracking the plane right now, a little bit difficult, but it is taking hits from something.
Yeah,
I'm getting dizzy.
The Greyhound here. Trying to triangulate the target.
IncaUna launching another offense on the middle, coming in, trying to flank here, but he's running into gunfire from every single direction that he's facing.
Yeah, of course, with Quiritz having vision of the entire map, a bit foolish, I would almost say, to go in at this point, because Quiritz will see you coming a mile away.
Well, do the thing that your opponent doesn't expect. Military strategy.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile here, Sherman is out, it's sitting in its base. Not quite sure what we're waiting for there.
I think IncaUna, he's just a little bit busy keeping his Greyhound alive.
Oh yeah, keeping the battle lines intact. We do have a major here in the shed in the center. Probably for recon purposes.
Yep. He is, of course, working his way up to vet 1, which gives him a vision bonus.
Oh yeah, that's true. They changed that, right?
Yeah, he gets a plus 15 extra vision. Right, Sherman.
Sherman.
Yeah, I already got it high explosive shells loaded.
Very Shermany.
Germany. Yeah, I know Germany. That's the German capital, isn't it? Hmm?
Oh yeah, it's the female version.
Germany.
Yeah. You know, we have riflemen here trying a new approach in IncaUna, trying to flank Quiritz's forces from a different angle this time, but there's an airplane in the sky. Quiritz knows what's going on.
Yeah,
already has a machine gun there.
Yeah, but this time IncaUna uses smoke, and it's super effective. Go in, go in. he's got that grenade ready to go on this heavy machine gun at the fuel point. Just needs to throw it, really. There it is.
See, death cycle. The rifleman bears are killing it so fast though it goes down. Meanwhile, second machine gun from the cutoff here. The turtle shell is almost complete from Quiritz, defending versus another rifleman push there.
Oh yeah, but looking at the ground, it looks like there were more dead riflemen than there were dead Germans here, so IncaUna might just be running into a wall.
Yeah. Here we see, was there a snow snare there on the Greyhound? Probably realizing it would be a waste of resources.
Quiritz needs to do something. I mean, he's triple capped.
Well, he is finally capturing the south here with that machine gun, forcing the lieutenant away. And what is this? Yes, he is finally taking up to tier 3, so we will see a Panzer IV most likely coming quite soon. And there you go, instantly queued up, which will help him versus the Sherman. Of course, IncaUna here with his lieutenant build is lacking support anti-tank weapons.
Yeah, and now IncaUna, he's getting out the M8A1 self-propelled gun howitzer Scott. That's a long name.
Yeah, say that fast 4 times.
And the Scott is just what you need to crack open this turtle here.
Yeah, it should be very good versus this support weapon heavy build. There are 5 support weapons currently up for Quiritz.
And let us just see. Quiritz is just currently licking his wounds, waiting for the Panzer IV to arrive.
Yeah, I don't mind Inca here though. He's definitely just focusing VPs, it feels like. Just draining the VPs of Quiritz down as fast as possible here. Don't have to overextend, just drain down the VPs. That way he won't reach his late game composition.
Yeah, and IncaUna, he's just settling in on the south again with relatively ease.
And that garrison is about to go down. Quiritz here trying to use it as a spotting platform for as long as possible. Machine gun setting up from the fuel. Gets one rifleman in the crossfire. AoE actually gets the second one.
Meanwhile, the Panzer IV is just bullying the Major on the north, and he's turning tail and heading back to base.
Yeah, running back to his desk job.
Yeah, he's much more comfortable with that. Oh, I wish to sign some papers right now!
Oh, Sherman in trouble here. Pat almost connects twice. Panzer IV looking for an opening here.
But the Zook boys are in town. They're gonna help out Sherman.
There we go. Everything connects. They're on the Panzer IV, going down to half HP. Pack gun trying to find an angle here.
Yeah, didn't succeed so, and IncaUna, he is very cold. He must have ice in his stomach. He's repairing on the front line where the battle is raging.
Would be a shame if there was a mortar hit right there.
Speaking of mortar, where is it? Ah, it's busy down south where IncaUna is making a push for the fuel and the heavy machine gun is going down.
And look at these 222s. They might be going for it here. There's only the Scott, Sherman, and all the Zooks are on the other side of the map. The light vehicles are completely cut off here by the 222s.
Sherman rotating down, trying to save his pet dog. But will it happen?
It seems Quiritz doesn't really know what to focus here. He wants both of these vehicles dead. Greyhound goes down, but so does the first 222. Second 222 about to bite the dust as well.
Yep, there it is. Dead and gone. Well, in terms of fuel, I guess it was an equal trade.
Oh, butterfly bombs! Holding the flank there, pack gun goes down, Sherman rolling in here, Panzer IV stunned. Disaster for Quiritz, and what a play from IncaUna here, going on the counter-attack. Stopping that offensive in its tracks.
Now's the time for IncaUna to continue smiting while the iron is hot. He's broken Quiritz.
Yeah, that's so much dead Germans. Another Grenadier here trying to make it back home.
Come on, Inca, just push on. No, okay, he's afraid of the pack guns, but they are retreating. He obviously doesn't know that. Okay.
That was some heavy losses there for Quiritz. He does manage to recover one of his anti-tank guns though, but he loses both machine guns. One goes down in the south as well. I'm not sure to what actually. Is that the Scott howitzers doing?
That was riflemen that was coming in there, and of course the Scott helped out, and Greyhound too.
Okay, well, Quiritz does manage here to capture south, but he's still going to be bleeding here. Major going in for the center capture.
Yeah, Quiritz have had enough of his 222s and had pressed the upgrade buttons and will be relying on Panzer IVs.
Yeah, might need a new driver's license though, immediately crashing into that silo.
Yeah, it's just nerves, you know. He heard what happens to his predecessor. Oh, the Panzer IV is hauling down.
Oh, that's what's going on. I was wondering what that looks like. Not quite sure what that down here is. Visual glitch of some kind for me here, but nonetheless, game continues. Show must go on.
See, haul down. Increased damage resistance and range. That's why it can target the 50 cal on the other side of the middle.
Yeah, I think it's attack running though. I'm pretty sure it does not have line of sight that far, no.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see, 85 points remaining for Quiritz. He has tough resistance.
I do like his way of using the Scott here in the south. There's so much things you can hide behind and just keep lobbing these grenades over. Very nice use.
Yeah, there are a couple of bushes here and there. And
of course that
also garrison building.
Yeah, a big estate. Blocking line of sight here for Quiritz.
Yeah, forcing him to go into that narrow pathway if he wants to get vision on or an angle onto the Scott.
Yeah. We see Quiritz taking some more losses. 80 gun goes down there to the rifleman.
The Shermans, they can smell the blood. They're rotating down south.
Yeah, could be trying to get behind the Panzer IV here. Potentially, yes indeed. They are like sharks in muddied water. Going up behind. Panzer IV goes down and Quiritz throws in the towel. What a first game here from Inca.
Beautiful executed by IncaUna. Not giving Quiritz any rest. Oh yeah, game one goes to IncaUna. And sync error detected.
That's pretty usual.
Yeah.
Germans have 50 points left.
Yeah, just taking a look at the stats here, of course. We can see that they were actually quite even on the kill-death ratio, which I didn't expect here, because I was thinking, you know, all the support weapons going down there from Quiritz should have costed him a bit more, but at the same time Inca lost a lot of vehicles, right? Which means each vehicle lost for Inca, playing as USF, gives him, what's that, 5 losses, right? 1 vehicle and 4 models, so...
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it's probably a bit more in favor of Inca than what these stats show because of that bug, but still, very well played there from Quiritz as well, holding on for as long as possible there.
I can tell by looking at the personnel for Quiritz, the core combat unit was in fact the 222 scout car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with 4 built.
Yeah, the 888 build order. Here we are in game 2 in this 3rd place playoffs series. And we have in the north here now up 1-0. IncaUna playing as the Ost here in the north spawn here of Mill Road.
And down south it is Quiritz! It's Mad Slice! No, it's just Quiritz, but he's playing as the Soviets.
I like that mad slice there, that's a nice reference.
Oh, So, yeah. Double combat NGs for Quiritz. Gotta get some map, but let us just have a quick look at the commanders that they're bringing along with them. Defensive tactics, shock rifle, and Soviet combined arms. Hey, Elpin, I think this is the wrong replay. You know why? There are no guards. There are no guards.
I actually paused the replay for a second.
No!
You're baiting me!
Yeah, and I was even mistaken because there are guards in the Soviet Combined Arms Army. Sorry.
Alright, let me do the commander introduction here for Inca. And it's going to be quite short because he's already picked his. So, Lightning War was his decision all along. It was his plan. The one-eyed gentleman here. Of course, giving him the G43s for his Grenadiers, as well as the Tiger for the late game there. Which is the only thing you use in this doctrine. You don't click any of the other buttons.
Well, Elpin, I'm afraid, and don't pause, but if they say what is true about the one-eyed man leading the blind, then it's gonna be a rather short match if his troops cannot see.
You know, an eye for an eye and the world goes blind, so let's hope Quiritz keeps his eyesight open or clear.
Well, he's got his eyes on the victory, let's say it like that.
Yeah, he's already grabbing the Northern VP here. He's seemingly trying to get a similar position that Inca had in that first game, but with Soviets instead of the Americans.
Yeah, and if he's gonna defend the north, then his team weapons will have a much easier time than compared to the previous match.
Oh yeah. See here, Quiritz in the south, trying to defend the points here with the conscripts behind the hay bale. Meanwhile, Combat Engineer holding the center, as we have another engagement in the north. The 3rd Grenadier getting a couple of shots off at the conscript.
Yeah. And let us see, HMG set up in the middle. They are poised to strike at the Combat Engineer, and there we go, the shooting has commenced.
Yeah, very fearsome Combat Engineer there. IncaUna really respects it here. Does not want to charge into that thing.
Yeah, this time we didn't get to see the Mill Road standoff, as IncaUna, he just brought a heavy machine gun to the standoff, which can range.
Meanwhile, we have a major engagement in the north here. 2 conscripts managing to flank and outshank that Grenadier, forcing him home.
Yeah, and now even taking the green cover in the process.
Yeah, and now he has that flamethrower, but machine gun is covering that angle.
Access denied.
Yes, indeed, but we do have more conscripts coming in from the flank here. Machine gun repositions.
Yeah, he's also taking the Muni point, while the Grenadiers are multitasking. Not only are they fighting a skirmish, but they're also washing their feet in the pond.
Yeah, very important with strong hygiene.
Yeah, exactly. Trench foot is no joke.
Yeah, meanwhile, I must say Inca here actually capping the complete other side of the map here, while Quiritz has sent all his forces into the north, taking up his time. So yeah, well played there from Inca, you know, realizing that his opponent's units are all in the north. So let's use that to our advantage and keep capturing.
Yeah, and then right now there's only that one combat engineer that's preventing IncaUna from going down to the cutoff point.
Yeah, but he has actually lost his own cutoff here to the 3rd conscript, sneaking past his lines. So we have a rifle nade. Quiritz not quite paying attention there. 4 men goes down, and horrible retreat path now through the Grenadiers. Oh,
executed. Oh, right between the eyes, and they spotted the penny on the ground.
Yeah, that's disaster for Quiritz's early game, I must say. Losing a conscript that early, but he is taking up here. Tier 3 coming up, could potentially be an M5, but he's not that far away from a T7 either.
Elpern, have you ever played Red Alert 2?
long time ago.
Well, if you recall the first Soviet mission, the announcer says, "Commander, do not hesitate. For every fallen conscript, 1,000 more stands eager to replace him."
I must say I'm extremely impressed you remember that word by word.
Oh, it's just stuck with me. Need a little flack? Anyway, back to Company of Heroes 2.
Yeah, we have an M5 here coming out for Quiritz, immediately getting the quad upgrade there. Meanwhile, IncaUna getting his tier 2 up right as we speak. A 2-2 is looking most likely quite wanted there.
Wanted 2-2, must fight, court mount, poor salary, poor working conditions, will get medal.
Yeah. You're a very good recruiter if you get a lot of recruits with that slogan.
Bag him and tag him. Oh, no, wait. That's what you say when you shoot someone. Well, okay. There goes my recruiter career.
But yeah, you know, Quiritz really only has 3 combat squads here fighting versus these 4 grenadiers and the machine gun, so he is really struggling here holding the map versus the Germans.
Yeah, and IncaUna, he's upping the ante. 2-2 on the field, G43 rifles have been issued, and a pack gun is on the way.
Yeah, the only thing is really lacking so far is healing, but it's most likely going to be his next step for Anschluss.
We do have guards on the field now. It wouldn't be a tournament game without guards.
Oh yeah. Weird, how did he get those guards? I thought he didn't bring any commander with guards.
Well, he did actually. I was mistaken. Soviet Combined Arms Army. So, panic, crisis averted. We have guards.
But yeah, quad here picking the duel with the 2-2. 2-2 backing away.
Oh yeah, the 2-2 can really improve the ventilation system on the 2-2 in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, they are trading bursts essentially. Meanwhile, 2-2 here, of course, getting support from the pack gun, so he's going to become a bit more bold with it, I would assume. All he needs is one connection and he gets out ahead. Meanwhile, Quiritz here does have that guard squad, which of course comes with the anti-tank PTRS.
Yeah, and the thing is with the 2-2, its autocannon can actually do quite a bit of damage to the half-track, if it can hit.
Oh yeah. It's got a lot of misses, and this 2-2 has actually found this mine somehow. I guess he saw it getting planted.
I was wondering why he was targeting that dead guy. Come on, he's already dead.
War crimes. Yeah, Gun here moving straight up in front of the M5, gets one shot in. Can he get a second follow-up? Not quite.
Move me in closer. I want to hit him real hard.
Yeah, meanwhile, Quiritz has brought out a Maxim, which should be able to help him a bit here in the map control situation.
Yeah, he gets the suppression on one of the guys, and the other guys now soft retreating after having decapped the fuel point, so small victory there for IncaUna.
Yeah. Dude, these Grenadiers are very low HP though. We do have the heal bunker. And we have battle phase 2 already as well. That's very early, I must say.
Oh ho. Yeah, you're right. Well, the guards now exacting revenge, taking IncaUna's fuel point, and IncaUna getting double fuel in a couple of seconds.
Ah, Quiritz, you mean he's getting the double fuel, yeah.
Sorry.
It's only a 50% chance to say the wrong name. So.
Yeah, well, I've been playing, casting this game blind, so, yeah, just, you know, how am I doing so far?
No, it's great. I mean, it's, you know, it's not bad at all.
Okay.
50%, you know, it's very easy to say wrong if it's 50%. So half the time you should be saying the wrong thing, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyway.
Seems the planets finally did align here for Quiritz, getting the map he really needs here. He's been fighting on the back foot, I feel like, so far, but he is coming back in this game with the presence of the M5.
IncaUna needs clearly more 222s.
Oh yes. Yeah. But he is getting a mortar, no, a sniper. He's having the problem here, making a decision.
Well, okay, perhaps the sniper is carrying a grenade launcher. You'll never know. There could be some balance changes that the tournament mod could implement.
Oh yeah, it could be the opposite as well, turning the mortars into snipers. You know, one of those strange scopes on the mortar, Kappa?
Mm-hmm.
We see the sky and then...
Oh yeah, the bullets, they'll be shot up in the air and then they'll just fall down onto their target and headshot.
Meanwhile, Maxim here in the garrison, which will prove to be a mighty fine target here for the sniper.
Oh yes, lining. Oh, the sniper's getting in a little too close there. He's within range. But gets the gunner and only takes minor damage.
Yeah, and he's going to keep doing that for 6 times in a row here. He's going back in. Oh, takes a shot there at the conscript instead.
Grenadiers coming in with their regular grenade here, not rifle grenade.
Yeah, the courtesy of the G43 upgrade. Oh, what's that? 2 went down. Sysgun and M5 combo there. Sorry for missing that. Meanwhile, flanking conscript here, Uring. 1 burst from the sniper, very low HP here, about to get a 2nd burst. Can I get it?
It's around the corner. He's around the corner. He's safe.
Maxim goes down in the garrison there, eats a couple of grenades.
That's them Russians.
Yeah, and we had M5 almost getting snared there, but IncaUna didn't want to trade his grenadier for it, seemingly. Forced retreat.
Oh yeah, and now this M5 is gonna have an easier time on the battlefield now that the mobile 222 is out of the game.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sisbaraj on the machine gun.
They're quite
low.
Yeah, they were hugging each other.
And the grenadiers are forced away. There's the Sisbaraj. Sniper
the
now.
Sniper, the one-man army. He's gonna fight them. Fight them.
Yeah.
Or not. He's just scared.
Yeah, I think he has an issue here with vision, and he's of course also scared of the M5. You know, M5 deals a lot of damage to single entity units like that.
But IncaUna is using his sniper here on the front with no support in sight. That's a little bold.
Yeah, it does have the grenadier in the garrison, I guess, but yeah, maybe.
Okay, now backup is coming out of the base, and support armor corps is standing tall in IncaUna's base.
Yeah, Panzer IV really close here, less than a minute away actually.
Yeah, and Quiritz is just now beginning construction on the mechanized armor company.
Yeah, we'll be able to get literally any vehicle of his choosing here with this fuel. So we could see potentially a T-34 or an Su-85 even.
My money is on the T-34.
Or a Katusha.
That's some 4v4 strats right there. Going straight for the artillery.
Yeah, Katusha first unit. I mean, we've seen them actually do that before. If I'm not mistaken, he did versus Isildur.
I cannot remember that, but I guess you're right.
I remember seeing it, but I can't recall who the opponent was. Might have been Gibber, actually.
Sometimes you need mad solutions for mad problems, and Gibber is the Mad Hatter when it comes to build orders. Right after Von Ivan.
You're absolutely correct. There is the T-34 in queue. Meanwhile, Panzer IV about to leave the German factories as this sniper is having a field day here. Taking out the guard squad one by one.
Oh yeah, like breadcrumbs leading them back home. One got there, one got there, and a mine hit there.
Yeah. As the Grenadiers
yeah.
immediately forced to retreat there, you know, walking on that mine, might be a second mine, means you lose the squad. Problem with 4-man squads.
And suddenly Hans is like, Klaus, they're not just planting corn in these fields, they're planting mines. All right.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Yes, this is the third place game, Barfi. We just waited a bit to get going.
As this Panzer IV is traversing the outskirts here, very close to some mines which could really backfire here. Siskan is in position. Here comes the T-3476.
Moving in, not deterred yet.
Siskan actually connected twice.
Oh yeah, that's people right on the roof.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
And Inca here loading up a second pack gun with the presence of the T-34 here.
Yeah, now I also noticed that Quiritz is mobilizing the reserves on his conscripts. And now we're getting the Katyusha. Alright.
Yeah. Second unit, so not too far off. But yeah, that Katyusha will do really well here. I mean, Inca is not fielding 5 support weapons, but he still has 3. You really want those to stay alive, right?
I mean, Quiritz, he's got quite a good army composition here, and with the M5 still alive, he'll also have something to deal with the skill planes in the late game.
Oh yeah, true. Good call, actually. Might also be expecting recon, which is why he prefers M5 over T70, we don't know, but we have seen a lot of recon play from Axis in this tournament.
Yeah, if it's not planes, then it's spotting scopes.
Oh yeah, one of the two. But yeah, very interesting that Inca here is actually fielding neither.
Yeah. I wonder how that's gonna pan out for him.
I mean, I think he's just looking for an aggressive play here with the G3 freeze, right? And he of course also has the tactical movement here for those pushes, which would be similar how he did in game 1 with the riflemen coming in from all the flanks.
G43s being very powerful on the move, as they rarely lose any DPS while moving.
Oh yeah.
I think they retain 90% of their DPS, I believe.
I'm not exact sure on the number, but it's very high. It's definitely one of the better on the move units, for sure.
Oh boy, look, another team weapon is coming out, and Quiritz, he's just rubbing his fingers here. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, he's seemingly waiting for his opponent to do something, but he is under a triple capture, so the ball is in his courtyard. Might just be waiting for his infantry here to flood the field.
Yeah. The referee has blown the whistle, and the ball is in play up north as Quiritz moved one conscript squad up, but he's just getting slowly melted up there.
Yeah, we did see Inca here attempting to plant the teller, but immediately spotted there by the sweeper. We go conscript charging through the center, but still no Molotovs teched actually for Quiritz, so he can't Molotov the machine gun, forcing that away.
Huh. Yeah, and that also means that he has no snares.
Oh yeah. And here we go, Katyusha firing on the base entrance.
Oh, he wanted to hit them on retreat.
Yeah, but you know, Inca smart, doesn't go in a straight line, as Imperial Dane said.
Really?
But one pack-gun still goes down there to the conscript that just gets promoted there to Vet 3.
Oh. I was trying to come up with a joke there, but it failed.
Yeah, Siskan Barraging, what a shot!
It's the same thing with employees working in a shop when they get promoted to customer. It's not as good as it sounds.
Yeah, one conscript actually sees doom there as they go down to the sniper grenadier combo. Meanwhile, guards going very low as well. Does make it home. And this T-34 might actually be in trouble here. If he gets one shot connecting, he could follow up with the snare potentially. But the M5 forces the grenadiers away.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought the quad mount might have loaded some huge armor-piercing rounds if it wanted to take on the P4, but that's not possible.
Yeah, we do have a pack here lining up in a perfect position, I would say, but it's currently stopped by that shed in the middle of the map. Quad moves into the angle for 1 second though. Panzer IV as well. Trading blows.
That pack is in the perfect position to get Katusha barraged right now, as Qualifier does have vision.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Recon is in the air, and Katusha is moving up for that shotgun barrage.
He no, he didn't, or IncaUna being a bit lucky.
Yeah. But I would also say that's not on target. I think that was slightly behind the pack.
Yeah,
might be
like a little patch of grass where the pack gun sat.
Yeah, might be you know, attempting to predict the opponent's move there, thinking Inca would fall back, but he falls to the side instead.
Either IncaUna played it cool or he just didn't notice.
Yeah.
Oh, have you noticed what Quiritz is doing with the guard squad?
He's using the what's it called? Hit the dirt, but not really. Wait, what is he merging? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's merging cons into the guard squad.
Yeah, good spot there.
I noticed Paula doing some of the same, so I've actually seen a guard squad with only one model, or maybe even less than that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it is cost efficient to do so. And they don't lose as much stats. I think even at Vet 3, I think conscript merging with the guards is actually better, if I'm not mistaken, than having a natural guard squad, because conscript veterancy is so much better. I might be wrong though, don't quote me on that.
I won't, don't worry. However, once these conscripts get fully fledged guards, that is of course when they'll finally get their superhero capes.
Oh yeah.
True story, they won't. Plane got shut down, so there's that.
Yeah, I think that machine gun crew needs to change to brown pants now.
Oh yes, oh yes. Yep, 5 conscripts in that guard squad down south.
We are ready.
As the silence settles, is Inca trying here to beat Quiritz at his own game?
He has teched up to a heavy Panzer Corps.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Might see a Panther though, but why would he build a structure? Is he going for a Panzerwerfer, perhaps?
It's a little bit optimistic to get a P-Werfer when he only has one tank, I would say. I'm just afraid that P-Werfer could get dived, potentially.
Yeah. But I mean, Katusha here on the anti-tank role, actually targeting the Panzer IV.
Well, despite Quiritz seemingly to do well, he's way behind on VPs.
Yeah, 290 and dropping still. IncaUna here just holding his side of the map. But you know what? Tiger here, very close from being fielded.
Oh, yes, the Tiger. And there it is.
Not clicked. There we go. As it enters the battlefield.
Yep.
Can you make your best impression of the AECO introduction here to the Tiger?
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Perfect. But yeah, meanwhile, Quiritz here just repairing his T-34s, also getting a third one. Potentially could actually see a ram and bam here. He has access to the IL-2 precision bombing strike, which could actually take out the Tiger with the ram.
Do you think the bomb will land in time?
Depends, I think, how close to the edge you are.
Oh, I always thought it was on a timer, because isn't that the one where you only hear the sound going like?
No, not this. That's the. You're thinking about the Stuka.
Oh right, yes, of course, of course.
Oh, and what a Katusha strike here with the planes! Actually kills a grenadier and force retreats 3 of them. Perfect Katusha there. Also gets promoted, Vet 1 now, so gets access to that creeping barrage, which is quite creepy.
It's very underutilized, and it is actually perfect against the team weapons that are closely huddled up together.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Quiritz should see this coming here. He still has the recon in the sky. Sysguns opening fire on the Tiger.
Tiger down to half health. Here's the infantry coming out on the battlefield again.
What is this? A third Sysgun coming out for Quiritz? We saw this yesterday where he built 4 Sysguns versus Gibbers, so might be going for such a build again.
Here's the Stuka close air support, but those planes won't be up in the sky for a minute. They'll be shot down immediately.
Yeah, there is the M5, of course, which will...
And look, they're already shot down!
Yeah, went very close. One burst and they both just drop.
Well...
As the Tiger is in the south here, but it's very low HP actually.
Yeah, and it's giving away its position as the HMG gunner targets the plane in the sky.
Oh yeah. But I mean, you know, Quiritz sees where his opponents and tank guns and tanks are, heads with the M5 to the north there. Very nice play. While he's stuck repairing. Katusha though, about to be ready to fire once again.
Yes. Maestro, if you please. And then... fire!
There we go!
Sniper! Okay.
Where is it targeting? It's targeting the tanks actually. It might be thinking they were getting repaired, but... Pioneers, not quite there yet.
Well, if he had gotten the Pios with that move, then that would have been a 900 IQ play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Inca's gonna be stuck here. He's only got one Vet 1 Pioneer to really repair these tanks up and keep them going. Versus now 3 Sysguns, which will just keep firing holes into them.
Well, good thing IncaUna got G43s, which is good when you're on the move and chasing Sysguns.
Yeah, just needs to get to them.
Yeah.
Oh. This Sys barrage here, blowing holes in more than tanks.
Oh yes. He is definitely helping the Grenadiers lose some weight.
Yeah, machine gun in trouble here, might go down with the ruins. Yes indeed, Inca loses his machine gun. Meanwhile, Tiger not quite fully repaired, but Inca realizing he needs to stay on the field. Can't just leave it for 5 minutes.
That T-34 there, why is he sending those Grens down there?
Yeah, we see tactical movement. You also have the pack guns coming in tow, looking for that snare to finish anything off, really.
That was a bit optimistic move, but fortune favors the bold.
Oh, and the other machine gun goes down in the center as well. Inca leaving his flank open here.
Oh yeah. He dove in too deep without securing his flank properly.
Meanwhile, Quiritz barely moving. Seems he's quite just happy. He's not going to push any further.
Maybe he is happy. happy little turtle. Just sitting comfortably.
Yeah, just waiting for his opponent to make some happy little mistakes, you know? Such as here, Tiger could actually be snared. Not quite sure what Quiritz was waiting for. Oh, he doesn't, he still have the tanks.
Snares. IncaUna calls his bluff.
But yeah, conscript goes down there to the Tiger. And here comes the Katusha on the packs, most likely. But they're already long gone.
You know, those conscripts, they were like, what now? We've never gotten this far before.
Did you bring the grenade, comrade? No? Did you?
I thought Ivan had grenade. Ivan not here. Ivan has hangover back in base.
Dimitri, it was your job.
Right.
Yeah, seems... Yeah, Inca back to capturing here. Seems he somehow actually got ahead there. I guess he did kill the conscripts, so... What is this sniper here? Actually scouting for his pack guns. Connects twice. Also see the stun round. Needs one more. There you go. Finally gets a kill.
And
utilizing
like finger guns. That's how it's done.
Yeah, utilizing the sniper there. Very well played. Meanwhile,
by the way, it's up to 30 kills.
Oh really? Oh yeah, look at that.
He's been keeping busy.
But yeah, Quiritz here has realized that Dimitri should maybe be carrying some anti-tank grenades. Actually getting the anti-tank package.
Yeah.
Which is about time.
Unfortunately for Quiritz, he only has one conscript squad remaining.
Oh yeah.
But you know, he can build a new one, mobilize the reserves, which adds a ton of pros to the cons.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. But yeah, of course, Soviet Union here, lacking no manpower. Another conscript is being fielded. Meanwhile, Recon is in the air. But Quiritz, he's holding firm here. Doesn't want to overextend or risk anything. But Katusha is firing.
Again.
IncaUna is nowhere to be seen. We have a Panzerwerfer coming out for Inca.
Yeah, that all helping versus all the Sis guns, if you can spot them.
Oh yeah, they're all camoed.
I also noticed IncaUna has another stupid close air support ready to go, but cannot really utilize it effectively as long as that M5 is on the field.
No, but he is making an offensive here in the north. Could potentially be saving up for a tactical movement combo with the Stuka close air support. That could be very strong.
Yeah, if he can get the M5's attention with the infantry, then definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, packs are now in the north, about to reveal themselves, which means Quiritz will know where they are. We also get the stun round there on the T-34.
Yeah. 180 gun, got a little bit of damage, but making its getaway.
Yeah, M5 in the corner, still holding the VP though.
By the way, Quiritz has lost half his VP, and IncaUna still with a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and we're approaching 40 minutes here.
Woohoo! And I'm not an owl, but woohoo, anyway.
You're not Santa Claus? Ho ho ho.
Oh, I could tell a joke there, but I wouldn't.
Family friendly?
Family friendly entertainment.
Yeah, meanwhile Katusha again Actually aiming for the Panzerwerfer seemingly there, but misses.
Tiger having reached vet 1, allowing it to blitz in and out.
Yeah, only has 14 kills though, and it's been on the field for quite some time here.
Quiritz, he is getting 2 of his AT guns back up here, and yeah, the Pioneers, I should say, almost dead.
Went down, yeah. He needs to keep those alive, because that's his repairing units, you know? It's very tough playing with a Tiger if it doesn't have any HP. But yeah, once again, using the sniper here. Let's check out IncaUna's point of view. You can see how much vision that gives him. But of course, doesn't help him versus the sys guns here. And the combat engineer goes down there for Quiritz. Tiger just smacking through the soft target. Here comes the Panzerwerfer as well, follow up.
Sysgun barely makes it out of there, crude. Oh, the flamethrower, he can pick it up! He can pick it up, he should pick it up!
Yeah.
Drops the DP light, there's a DP light machine gun. One of the Grins was carrying that?
Apparently, and what's on mind though, both Grins almost goes down there. And Sysgun is still alive, but here we go, planes coming in once again. And takes out one of the P-34s in the base! How did he do that? But yeah, the planes are now gone thanks to the M5.
They barely got a full strafe off.
The sniper in the open now, taking some damage. Panzer IV here to save him. Needs Harry Potter to get his invincibility cloak back. Meanwhile, this
conscript is going down.
Yeah, but the Panzer IV might have overextended here. Double sys. Blitz. Panzer IV blitzing out of there. Conscript does, however, finally go down.
It was that hair again.
Recurring hair.
Yeah, the recurring hair. Oh, come on, T-34, almost dead.
Yeah, target the weak point, trying to limp its way out of there, but doesn't cheat death this time.
Not today.
As the Katusha once again needs to check his time schedule, seems to be 1 hour behind every time. The Tiger is now fully repaired here.
And it'll just be escorting the conscripts back to base.
Yeah.
Well, look at Quiritz's army, it's been cut down.
Yeah, down to 50 VPs here, but he still has a large bank here of fuel. Meanwhile here, Tiger actually getting very low, but here comes the Panzerwerfer sys guns.
Oh, so close.
Could have been a disaster, but not quite.
Gotta hang on to that vet free sys.
Meanwhile, the M5 in the north here just keeps holding that VP.
Just chilling, shooting down the occasional plane as if swatting down flies. A little bit of quiet time.
Yeah. A little bit of Tina in my heart.
A little bit of Elpern in my life. A little bit of AE is what I need.
Perfect. Couldn't quite remember the melody there, but that was perfect. Yeah, another recon flight here being used by Quiritz, spotting everything. Katusha almost ready to fire.
The Tiger actually earned Vet 2 by shooting down the recon plane.
Ooh.
Neat!
Yeah, if he keeps up that, he might become an M5 one day. When he grows up, you know?
Well, this Tiger already looks kind of big.
Oh! Sniper there, almost bullseyed by the Katusha.
This guy, he's got some nerves of steel. Or maybe he's just frozen due to fear.
Yeah, I think both are possibilities. So we have one huge blob of damage in the center here, being fielded by Inca. Of course, the Katusha barrage is over.
Yeah, gonna wait 70 seconds for it to fire again.
Yeah. The Tiger is tigering about.
The enemy is
Well,
attempting
Tigger's gonna
our
Tigger.
sector.
Yeah, and Panzer IV here can't quite go in. There is so many mines in this area, an unbelievable amount of mines.
Yeah, plus the guards have hit the dirt and chewing into the P4's health bit by bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the south, it's not mine-free either. There's at least some mines in this area. As the Grenadiers are dipping their toes there.
Just gonna grab this little munition point here. I hope you don't mind.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Quiritz doesn't mind because he's grabbing the one up north.
Is that a demo? No, it's a flare.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, Triflare mines.
Yeah.
Which are hard to spot even when revealed.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just that small little triangle, essentially.
Yeah, I hope mines and such, they will have a bit of a glow in Company of Heroes 3 when they are revealed.
Yeah, it could be just like, you know, adding like a, what's it called? An exclamation mark above them or something as well, you know, that you maybe could toggle if you wanted to see them or something, if you selected
Yeah.
the sweeper. I
So
don't know.
you don't have to set your graphics settings to the lowest bit to make them very clear when they've been discovered.
And yeah, and don't get me started on those PMD6 mines the Soviets have as well. They are almost impossible to spot, especially on certain maps.
And takes forever to clear if you planted plenty of them.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we have the recon overflight once again. Quiritz here. Katusha is ready to fire, but I wonder if he got enough information here before the plane got shut down. Seemingly
Well,
not.
yeah, he's not firing it yet.
No, he's just really trying to make roadkill out of these combat engineers instead. Another T-34 here for Quiritz, but Inca is here. 800 manpower, 300 fuel and 100 pop cap, but he's not pushing the fight here. He is content with his situation. Might be, you know, trying to mimic his opponent here.
Yeah, he wants to have revenge. This time it's Quiritz's turn to run into an AT wall and whatnot.
Yeah, as both people are just basically staring at each other. It's like the Cold War.
Oh yeah. All is
Sniper,
quiet on
however,
the front.
must say the
he's-
sniper at this point is a way better recon unit than the
Well done.
airplane.
We have forced the enemy down to 2
But he
Well,
needs to be careful to not march into the sys guns that are also cloaked.
Or mines.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, here's the plane. Caddy lining up his shot, I believe. No, not yet.
Yeah. Tiger is on the move down south here, being supported by the sweeper pioneers to avoid any mining.
Yeah. You know what they say about mines, they win games? Well, if the opposite is true, does minesweepers lose games?
Potentially.
Huh.
As we have Katusha here firing on the sniper, but not quite catching it. Meanwhile, Inca here getting a bit too impatient actually, driving straight into that sys gun. Getting 2 hits. Meanwhile, Quirit's armor force here is slowly building up.
He's got quite the armament. 4 T-34s and... yeah, he could barely squeeze anything else in his army.
Yeah. Barely enough to actually fully reinforce, but... Meanwhile, IncaUna now in the north, and Quiritz hasn't had an airplane in quite some time, might not be aware of this. As the Verper is firing, most likely on the guards here, while the Grenadiers are walking straight into the mines.
That's a good grenade, but Sysgun's still crude.
Yeah, one last little bugger in the far back there.
What is that crewman doing? He's been derping around forever. Oh, now it's dead.
The T-34 goes down there to the double pack, second T-34 driving straight into the pack nest, going down as well. Meanwhile, we have a pack, or T-34 flanking the Tiger, we see Ram coming in. But not any follow-up, no Siskan crewed, one of the pack gun goes down. Very close to the front line here. Panzer IV driving in, about to get snared, needs one more connection. Panzer IV goes down. The pack is set up.
We have lost a Panzer.
Oh, he
No
steals his
retaliation. As the Tiger just seems to be superior here. Last man standing, Katusha ready to fire. Could just be targeting the base sector at this point.
Yeah, I wonder if what
IOD is ready for assignment.
do.
Might be
Anyway.
trying to listen to the fog of war here, finding where the Tiger is, you know.
Yeah, he
To
wants
aim
to
for the
listen.
repairs.
Yeah, the repair sound. Meanwhile, IncaUna, he is upgrading his units, getting a Broom Bear, and here is the artillery barrage in the base. Too late.
Yeah, too little, too late there. Meanwhile, the Grenadiers are marching into mines in the center.
Yeah. One guy lives to tell the tale,
Pack gun is ready for orders.
and another bird is in the sky.
Yeah, waiting for the Tiger Pintle Gunner to shoot it down. Can he get it? Shooting through the tree line. Get him down, bring him down.
Oh, baby, you spin me right round like a record. Yeah. Getting dizzy, Hans.
Broom is now out. By the way, Panzerwerfer is still vet 0 with 0 kills.
Get me. No, Panzerwerfer has 4 kills.
Oh, with 4 kills, I mean, sorry.
Still, not an awful lot.
I mean, a 4 looks awfully similar to a 0, doesn't it? And I bet those are probably as squirrels, as these Grenadiers are basically minesweeping for the sniper. That's a lot of manpower lost.
That what you can call being privileged, getting to walk in the back of the line when you're sweeping for mines.
As it seems, Quiritz is now relocating here, going for the southern side instead. I think this is the first time I've seen his units move in cohesion.
Yeah, and with the Southern VP captured, he was looking to lock down that area, I suppose.
To steal our
Yeah.
sector.
The turtle is in fact moving. You know, before the turtle was up north here. I'm trying to make my best picture I can of a turtle.
Oh man, that's art. You should sell that as an NFT.
Oh yeah, I will. But now it actually moved down south, so it's now positioned itself down here.
Are securing our territory.
It's IncaUna who is baiting him down there. He's got a bit of salad. Come on, take the bait. Nice juicy salad leaf.
Yeah, the Katusha is ready, looking for a juicy target. Tiger coming in here. Siskan already in position though, covering that flank. There you have a huge target. Quiritz going for it. Katusha opening fire. But actually standing in range of the pack guns now. Could be a disaster. Guards goes down to the Grenadiers.
Yeah.
And here comes the planes.
Destroyed an anti-tank.
But the Tiger is standing in front of the Siskan. Pack goes down. Woffer goes down. Katusha remains alive. Everything is going down here. Tiger very low. Ram coming in. Misses the Tiger by a hair.
The reoccurring hair strikes again.
As the killing blow bounces and the Tiger takes them both down.
M5 chasing the sniper. Moral victory. Quiritz wants it.
Bring him down.
Die. He gets it.
But here comes the broom. Not to be forgotten. What an accurate shot right there. Must have been a tack rounded, I believe.
Oh
As
yeah.
the Siskans are lining up in ambush.
No, he's gonna lose the one. T-34 is coming in on the mid, trying to take down the Broom Bear.
Oh, could come up behind him actually. Might be fearing an 80 gun of some kind though.
Oh, these bounces from that T-34, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Sysgun lining up shot as well, but not quite. F5 needs to be targeting the Grenadiers. Tactical movement is being used here by Inca. Gets the Sysgun unsupported.
T-34 has not even scratched the broom barrel!
As the Tiger finishes off the M5, Katusha now opening up. Brumbo almost takes out, it does take out the T-34.
T-34!
What a disaster! And the Quiritz calls or throws in the towel as everything ends up going down there.
Yeah,
One
with
conscript
Yeah. Oh
remaining.
my God.
And a dream.
Oh.
But yeah, GG well played. This actually means that Inca takes third place in this qualifier.
Yeah, this is one of the rare instances where the Shredder managed to defeat the Turtles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I must say, very well played to Quiritz for getting this far, you know. He's even put up a very strong fight versus Isildur, so...
Oh yeah, man.
Should not be brushing him off, you know. It's very, very impressive performance today, I think.
Oh yes, his defensive play is just exceptionally great.
Yeah, and you can see from all the players as well facing off against him, they seem to be getting quite a bit annoyed how difficult it is at times to actually break here. I know Inca has been talking, you know, annoyingly about it, as well as Orange Pest, and you know, Isildur really struggling today as well, so...
Oh yes, kind of reminds me a bit like Talisman, you know, just playing so well defensively back in GCS 2, I believe it was.
Yeah, sounds accurate.
Yeah, him and Loveness going toe to toe again and again and again.
Yeah. But yeah, GG well played, and thank you Tsanisap here for joining me in the cast. It was very enjoyable.
It was definitely a pleasure. And if you people out there want to hear more of me, then you can find me on YouTube. Zany's Company is the channel name.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe.
Yes, and also subscribe to Elpern.
And yeah, that's it for us.
Yep. Goodbye.
Bye bye.